What's going on, guys? Today I'm gonna be kind of breaking down how to position better in Marvel Rivals. That's one of the main components of this game is to position better, and as it allows you to get picks and kind of, you know, allow you to play the game without getting punished and dying a lot. But without further ado, let me get right into explaining it. So basically, there's kind of like a couple things you have to think about when you position, right? Number one, are you in LOS of your teammates, so they can help you out? This is a team game at the end of the day. And for them to help you out, they have to be able to see you, right? Especially if you're on DPS or tank. Like, stay in LOS of your healers so they can actually, like, help you and stuff. Like, I've seen plenty of times where people get mad that, like, oh, you're not healing me, but, like, you gotta be in LOS of your supports at the end of the day. Like, they wanna heal you. That's what they wanna do. But if you position badly, they can't heal you. And sometimes what else happens is, you know, your positioning gets them killed because they have to come out of good positioning to come heal you because you're being dumb. And then it makes them look like they're just being dumb. But in reality, they're trying to help you with your dumb play. So just keep in mind, where you're positioning if they can see you. You also need to be positioning in a spot where, like, you have cover, right? Like, you shouldn't be standing in the open against a poke comp, right? If you're playing against a very poke heavy comp, there's no reason to stand in the open in LOS of all of them so they could just shoot you. Like, you will die every time. As you climb in the ranks, you will be punished for standing in the open like that. So you got to understand that, use the map. Like, there's plenty of walls. You can literally see like what's breakable and stuff. Use the map to your advantage so that you can actually get value on your stuff. And that's one of the huge ways you can kind of keep your deaths down is if you actually use natural cover in the game. Another thing that, like, with positioning, right, that you have to take into account is ultimates, right? And I'm gonna use Punisher for example because that's my main. I know him a lot, and it's very simple to understand. So imagine you're in a game, right, and then you have a Punisher just ulting. You have to back up. You cannot, if you try to peek the Punisher when he's in his ult, you will just get deleted unless you're on mag and you're ulting him, obviously. Unless you counter ult, right? But, if you don't have ults and you have a Punisher ult that's just turning the corner, you have to respect it and back up, or else you're going to die. And with proper positioning, you can just go behind a wall. And now that ultimate doesn't do anything because he can't see you. And a lot of the ults like work like that in this game. Like, they have to have LOS of you to actually, do stuff. But as long as you're in good positioning, they won't ever even get the chance to do it. Now, there are some scenarios where, like, okay, you can't really do anything when they just pop right, like they're right next to you. But then the next, like, this goes back to your positioning on, if you position poorly, then you can't escape an ultimate, right? So that's like another thing to consider when you're doing positioning. And then, like, one last thing about positioning, right? You want to kind of play to the tempo of your team, right? Don't just, like, if you have a poke heavy team, then don't run in and die by yourself. But on the other hand, right, if you have a dive comp, get a little bit active, get in there and kind of get more value by playing more aggressive with them because you got to be able to get follow up on their damage when they dive. A lot of people don't, like, at the end of the day, right? This is a team game. You gotta help each other because at the end of the day, everyone's trying to do the same thing. So it's like there's no reason to put yourself at a disadvantage because you're just kind of off doing your own thing. And in the lower ranks, you can definitely get away with, like, oh, I'm just gonna do this and no one's gonna do anything about it. But then, like, in the higher ranks, you're not gonna be able to just brute force your way through everything unless you're like at a certain skill level you can, but for the average person they're not going to be able to do that, right? So just use these kind of principles to kind of help you make the game easier for yourself, right? You don't want to make the game harder than it has to be. And I know, like, bad teammates and all that stuff, but your positioning at the end of the day is on you because Your teammates don't dictate what you position, right? In terms of like, if I stand in front of somebody while they're poking at me on Hela or something, like that's on you. That's not like your teammates doing that. But hopefully y'all enjoy this kind of video. I enjoy making these kind of videos, so if you want more like this, let me know. I'm on the journey to 1K subs, so be greatly appreciated if you'll drop a like or subbed if this video helped you out at all. And yeah, hope y'all have a great day. I will catch you on the next one. Goodbye.